Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Built in the Bluegrass. We are continuing with the spotlights for the coolest thing made in Kentucky, presented by Cam. We have a lot of fresh, new products, not necessarily new companies, in the final four here, but I think some of these, most of them are, newcomers to the coolest thing made in Kentucky tournament. So it's nice to kind of see some fresh blood, so to speak, in the tournament this year. We have another really cool product that all of you will know, but not necessarily know where it comes from, which is, again, right here in the Bluegrass. Everybody has, touched this product. They just don't know it's from here. With that said, I will hand it over to my guests to let them introduce themselves.
There. Thanks again, Tom, for having us on. We're super excited to be part of some of the coolest things made in Kentucky. Obviously, we feel we have a product that is the coolest thing. My name is Greg Karpowicz. I'm the plant manager here at Corning in Harrodsburg. I've been here just over a year, but this is actually my third time back to the plant in Harrodsburg. I started off here 26 years ago and got the pleasure to come back as plant manager a year ago. So super excited to be here, and thank you for hosting us.
You're very welcome. And the product that we'll actually be talking about today is Corning's Precision Cover Glass. It's made it to the Final Four. Obviously, people think it's cool. Like I said, everybody's probably touched your product and they just don't know it at the moment. But let's go over the first thing and just give us a quick overview of what Corning does every day.
Gotcha. So Corning is a world leader in innovations for glass, ceramic, and advanced optics. Every day we tackle tough problems, technical problems, use our deep manufacturing experience and engineering capabilities to solve problems for customers. A good example of that is just what we talked about, our cover glass. We were approached by a customer and said, hey, we're launching an iPhone in 2007. They were originally going to launch that phone with a plastic cover that had scratched on it, and it scratches. Steve Jobs at the time met with our CEO, Wendell Weeks, and Steve said, hey, Wendell, I need a glass that's scratch proof that I can launch, and we're launching it in 2007. This was in 2007. So we had a few months. Wendell went back to our R&D facility in Sullivan Park, which is in upstate New York, met with all of our scientists, got together. We had a formula that we had made back in the 60s, got that back out, started melting glass, and lo and behold, we were on the first cover glass for the iPhone that came out in 2007. Subsequently, every year after that and every generation model of iPhone has been our glass, and we continue to make that glass stronger and stronger and stronger. That's what we do at Corning.
Yeah, and I alluded to that in the beginning of the interview. Is anybody out there who has an iPhone, your glass comes straight from Harrodsburg, Kentucky, right here in the Bluegrass. Obviously, people probably think that they make that glass in the Apple factory somewhere and it comes directly over to them. But nope, we make it here, and Apple uses it for their iPhone. What makes it yours different from, let's say, other Googles or whatever glass they use?
Gotcha. Well, we are the world's leader in cover glass manufacturing, right? And as I mentioned, we bring a lot of engineers, a lot of science to our products. But all that said, we can't do what we do if we didn't have the strong workforce that we have here in the plant. So this plant, we have about 100 or so engineers and technicians in Harrodsburg, and about 200 hourly employees that are represented by the United Steelworkers. They come in every day, whether it's mixing the raw materials, melting the raw materials, forming that raw material into a sheet, cutting that sheet, shaping that sheet, packing it, and then doing quality inspections. All that's done in this plant here. All that starts here with our amazing workforce. And again, I couldn't be happier of the folks that we have working here. It's home to many generations of workers. We have one employee that's got over 50 years that's worked here. So this plant is like a family, And again, we have world-class employees. That's what makes our glass so special, is the people that make it.
Yeah, that's awesome. How long has Corning been around? When do you know
So
the founding
Corning
date?
and yeah, that is actually a good question, because Corning this year is celebrating our 175th anniversary. Right, we started back with the glass envelope for Thomas Edison light bulb, but to be around 175 years is incredible for any company. This plant here in Harrodsburg, next year we're going to celebrate our 75th year. So we're super excited for that. Obviously, our 175 is great for Corning, but we're really excited next year when Harrodsburg celebrates 75, and we'll have some activities and stuff in the plant to celebrate that milestone.
Yeah, it's awesome. 175 years.
Right.
That is quite the long time. So obviously, you all have gotten into the coolest thing made in Kentucky. Is this your first year? Do you know? Did you guys do it maybe the
I
last year?
think so. I think it is, Tom. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is our first year.
We'll have to we'll have to look back in time a little bit.
Yeah.
But you guys are here in the Final Four. It takes a lot of votes to get there, obviously. Why do you believe the listeners out there and people maybe watching the video as well, why do you believe that they should, go vote for you on coolestthingmadeinkentucky.com?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you probably heard last year, Corning and Apple announced 100% of iPhones and iWatches, that cover glass will be manufactured right here in Kentucky, in Harrodsburg. Right, so every single device, every single iPhone, that glass is coming from our plant in Harrodsburg, which is awesome. Every one of those devices, wherever it goes, anywhere in the world, is manufactured by our folks here that I just talked about in Harrodsburg. And here's the coolest thing, right? If you're voting, right, if you're using a phone, if you're using a tablet, there is a really good chance you're using the product that we think is the coolest thing in Kentucky. So
Right.
again, whether you vote for, again, great other manufacturers, right? The incredible stuff, the products that they're bringing that we're going up against, nothing against them. But when you go to vote, you're touching something that is in the Final Four, and hopefully will be the winner for us.
Well, yeah, that's a very full circle moment there. Let me tap to vote for Corning on the iPhone on the very glass that is made right there.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's a great point. I don't even know why I'm the podcast host and I didn't even think about that. So I'm glad you brought it
right.
up.
So we obviously want everybody's vote. And again, if folks want to learn, if they're listening in, they want to learn more about Corning's life-changing innovations, they can visit Corning.com and check out. We do more than just glass, right? You've heard about fiber optics, and I talked about optical physics. Our fiber optic business right now with the data centers and AI is just booming. We're just getting into solar. That's kicking off. We make catalytic converters for vehicles for clean air emissions. We've got life science division. We're working with cells and advancing medical technology. So we're not just a glass company. We do a lot of other stuff, a lot of other awesome innovations as well as glass.
That's very awesome. Greg, I appreciate your time. Again, congratulations on being in the top 4. Everybody out there who has an iPhone probably should go out and vote for you all, because it probably wouldn't work the same way without your all's technology and what you guys are doing right here in the Bluegrass. Again, congratulations on being in the top 4, and I hope you all can go all the way. That's
great.
Awesome.
It's a pleasure being here, Tom, and I appreciate you hosting today and allowing us to talk and telling the rest of the listeners about our awesome product that we make right here in the Bluegrass.
You're very welcome. All right, guys, everybody go to coolestthingky.com. Cast your votes for the Final Four. We have just a couple more days to get those in. And again, Greg, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of Built in the Bluegrass. We hope you're leaving this episode with a better understanding of the cool stuff made in Kentucky. If you haven't done so already, make sure you're subscribed to the show. This way you'll get notified as new episodes become available. Until next time.